Political philosopher Hannah Arendt writes that the totalitarian state in power must, quote, replace all talent with those crackpots and fools whose lack of creativity and intelligence only further guarantees their loyalty. They self-serve. They exist and act cynically. They pursue ends based on anxiety about their own position, fear that their own loyalty might one day be called into question. And this vulnerability, this notion of a narcissistic, paranoid leadership structure, makes the regime fragile, especially when it appears to be strongest. The leaders of these organizations are ever eager to prove their fervency and loyalty, as are the party toadies following after their heels, hoping to one day take their position. If one wishes to disrupt this institution, then all they have to do is sow doubt. Work slowly, work badly, and deflect blame as often as absolutely possible. Point the finger at your colleagues and superiors especially, questioning their fealty to the party, promoting notions that they are secretly disloyal or secretly harboring enemies of the state, or worse yet, unsanctioned ideas. Paranoid delusion drives the leaders of these movements. And that paranoid delusion can be exploited by those crafty enough to do so, by encouraging them to fight amongst themselves, a task they are already eager to set upon in the hopes of advancing their own station by kicking down one of their peers. This is the advice given by U.S. intelligence agencies as they attempt to navigate disrupting America's enemies during the Second World War. Work slowly, work badly, point the finger, accuse your colleagues, especially your supervisors, of disloyalty and insubordination as often as possible. Disrupt the regime by clogging its systems with useless data that the incompetents at the top of the food chain simply don't know how to parse, because they wouldn't know good data from bad data if it snuck up on them and jumped them in the night. The Roosevelt government knew that the most effective way to disrupt its enemies from the inside was not to encourage partisan action, even though it did, especially in France. The most effective way to disrupt its enemies from the inside was to encourage the worst behaviors of the people who were already there and already eager to jump on their most behaviors, those most instincts of self-preservation that would have the individual undermine the organization to save their own hide. And so the advice offered by intelligence services to potential resistors in Germany was simple. Be bad at your job and point the finger at someone else when you get caught.